Keep listening to English every single day helps improve your understanding and speaking naturally. It trains your ears to recognize words, sounds, and phrases. Daily practice builds confidence, vocabulary, and fluency. Stay patient and consistent. The more you listen, the more confident you'll become in speaking and understanding English fluently. A melodic bird singing outside my window. Every morning, before the world fully wakes up, before the noise of engines and hurried footsteps drowns out the softer sounds of life, I hear it, the sweet, melodic song of a bird singing just outside my window. It's not just sound. It's a feeling, a sensation, a gentle reminder that peace still exists in the quiet corners of our lives. The bird arrives with the dawn. I never see it clearly. It hides among the thick leaves of the tree that brushes against the wall of my house. Sometimes I catch a glimpse of a fluttering wing or a silhouette framed by the orange glow of morning light. But mostly, I hear it, a voice so clear, so rich, so full of emotion that I feel like the bird is telling me stories with its song. Each note is precise, each rhythm unique. It's as if the bird composes a new melody every day, tailored for that particular morning. On rainy days, its song becomes soft and thoughtful, like it understands the sadness in the gray skies. On sunny mornings, the bird sings with bright joy, fast and full of energy, making my heart dance in rhythm. On windy days, it pauses often, letting the rustling leaves join in the song. There's something magical about the way it sings. It's not just a chirp or a whistle. It's a song with highs and lows, pauses and crescendos, as though the bird has trained its voice like a musician. Some mornings, I lean against the windowsill with my eyes closed, just listening. It's better than any alarm clock. The sound reaches into my sleepy mind and gently pulls me into the day. What's even more amazing is how the bird's melody seems to reflect my own emotions. On mornings when I feel heavy or worried, its song feels like a balm. The soft trill of its voice calms my nerves and reminds me to breathe. It feels like the bird is saying, "It's a new day. You're not alone." And on mornings when I feel excited or hopeful, its energetic tune lifts me even higher, like it's cheering me on. There are days when the bird doesn't come. Those mornings feel incomplete. I find myself waiting, hoping to hear even just one short song. I realize, in those moments, how much I have come to depend on that simple gift of sound. It's not something I can control. I can't call to the bird and ask it to sing. I can only wait and listen, appreciating it even more when it returns. Once, I tried to record the bird's song on my phone. I wanted to save it, to play it back during stressful days or lonely nights. But somehow, the recording didn't capture the full beauty of the moment. The sound was there, yes, but not the feeling. Not the way the light poured through the window as the bird sang. Not the smell of the morning breeze. Not the stillness in my chest. That's when I understood that some things are meant to be experienced in the moment, not saved, not captured, but lived. Sometimes I wonder what the bird is singing about. Is it calling to a mate, telling it, "I'm here"? Is it announcing its joy at being alive, celebrating the sunshine or the taste of a fresh insect caught in flight? Or maybe it's warning others, protecting its territory with notes that sound like poetry to my human ears. I'll never know the exact reason, but perhaps that's part of the mystery and charm. I don't need to understand the language of the bird to feel its message. This little bird has become part of my daily life, like a tiny guardian of my peace. It reminds me to pause, to listen, to pay attention to the little things around me. In a world where everything moves so fast, where distractions are always at our fingertips, the bird's song pulls me back to the present. It has taught me something important. Nature doesn't need to be grand to be powerful. A single bird with a single song can change the shape of my morning, can lift my spirit, can open my heart. That's a kind of power no screen, no app, no machine can replace. I've started to think of the bird as a friend, a quiet companion I never see, but always feel. I wonder if it knows I'm listening, if it senses that it has an audience, a human heart touched by every note it sings. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it sings simply because it can, because singing is what birds do, no matter who hears. Still, I feel grateful for its presence. Grateful that I get to hear such beauty without even leaving my bed. Grateful that I've learned to find joy in something so small, yet so rich. Its melody has become part of the story of my days. When I tell people about the bird, they often smile and say, "That's nice." But I can tell they don't really get it. Not unless they've also had a moment like this, a quiet, unexpected connection with the natural world. It's not about the bird itself, but what it represents. Simplicity, beauty, peace, and a reminder that even in a busy world, moments of wonder still exist. I've started opening my window more, letting the fresh air and the birds' music fill my room. I sit with a cup of tea and let the morning unfold slowly. No rush, no plans, just the sound of a song carried on the wind. One day, the bird may stop coming. Seasons change. Trees are cut down. Birds move on, but the memory will stay with me forever. That bird, that melody, that moment, it has already become part of who I am, a soft thread woven into the fabric of my mornings. A quiet echo in my heart. And so, every morning that the bird sings, I listen. I let the melody wash over me. I say thank you to the bird, to the morning, to life, for giving me something so gentle, so fleeting, yet so unforgettable. Because sometimes, all it takes to feel alive is a little bird singing outside your window. The bird has now become more than just part of my morning. It's become a metaphor for something deeper, a reminder that even the smallest things in life can have the biggest impact on our souls. I find myself thinking about it throughout the day, wondering where it goes when it's not at my window, curious about the rest of its life, and amazed by how something so simple, just a song, can feel like a blessing. There is something sacred about that sound. It doesn't demand attention the way loud music or constant notifications do. It simply exists, gentle, free, and unbothered by whether anyone is listening. And perhaps that's why it's so powerful. In a world filled with performance, noise, and pressure to be seen or heard, the bird sings simply because it wants to. It's an act of existence, not of attention. This has taught me a valuable lesson about life. Not everything we do needs to be for applause. Some things, the most meaningful things, can be done quietly, without recognition, without reward. Like the bird, we can bring beauty into the world just by being true to who we are. Our voice doesn't have to be the loudest to matter. Our contribution doesn't have to go viral to be valuable. Like a bird's song, it can touch one heart, maybe even just our own, and that is enough. One evening, just as the sun was beginning to set, I heard the bird again. That surprised me. I had grown used to its song in the early morning, but never at dusk. This time, its melody was softer, slower, almost like a lullaby. It filled the space between the fading light and the rising stars, and I felt a deep calm settle over me. The world felt balanced. The day was ending, and the bird had come to close it with a final note. I watched the sky turn shades of pink, orange, and violet as the bird sang. That moment felt like a scene from a dream, perfect in its simplicity, powerful in its quietness. It made me wonder how many such beautiful moments we miss because we're too busy looking at our phones or rushing to get somewhere or worrying about things beyond our control. The bird's song teaches presence. It teaches patience. It teaches that beauty is not always loud or obvious. Sometimes it's hidden in the trees, waiting to be heard by someone who is paying attention. There's another lesson in the bird's routine: consistency. Every morning, without fail, it comes and sings. Through rain or shine, cold or heat, it sings. Even when no one claps. Even when no one answers back. That's a kind of quiet courage to show up, to offer your gift to the world, and to keep doing it no matter what. I want to be like that. I want to wake up and offer my best to the world, not because someone expects it, but because it's in me to do so. I've started writing more since the bird became part of my life. I sit by the window with my notebook, listening to its song, letting the melody guide my thoughts. I write about hope. I write about peace. I write about memories, dreams, and everything in between. It's amazing how the rhythm of the bird's voice has influenced the rhythm of my own words. There is music in writing, too, if you let it flow from the heart. My friends and family have started to notice a change in me. They say I seem calmer, more grounded. I tell them it's because I found a new kind of therapy, free, natural, and unexpected. They laugh when I say, a bird is my therapist, but it's true. Its song has become a source of emotional healing. On hard days, I sit quietly and let the music wash over my sadness. On good days, I celebrate with it. It always meets me where I am, without judgment, without demands. Sometimes I wonder what it would be like if I could speak the bird's language. Would I tell it thank you? Would I ask where it goes during the day? Would I ask how it learned to sing with such grace? Maybe I'd simply say, "You've made my life better." I hope I've done the same for someone else. The more I think about this bird, the more I realize how connected we all are to each other, to nature, to the rhythms of the world. We think we are separate, living our little human lives, disconnected from the trees, the sky, the creatures around us. But then something as small as a bird song can open our hearts and show us that we are part of something much bigger. Something harmonious. Something beautiful. I've begun to pay attention to other sounds now, too. The wind rustling the leaves. The soft buzz of bees in the garden. The distant barking of a dog, the laughter of children playing down the street. It's like the bird's song opened my ears to the world around me. It reminded me that there is music everywhere if we just stop to listen. One morning, while I was sitting at the window, the bird flew down to a branch where I could see it clearly for the first time. It was small, with feathers that shimmered gold in the sunlight. Its beak was delicate, and its eyes were dark and alert. It tilted its head as if it saw me too. Then it let out a soft trill, a single, lovely note. My heart swelled. I whispered, "Thank you." It stayed there for just a moment, then flew off into the sky, leaving behind a silence that somehow felt full rather than empty. I'll never forget that moment. It was brief, but it felt like a meeting between souls. A silent understanding between species. A tiny miracle. Since then, I've begun to treasure all the unnoticed moments in life. A breeze through the curtains. The sparkle of dew on grass. The quiet comfort of morning tea. And always the song of the bird that reminds me to slow down, to be present, to embrace peace. In a world filled with so much noise, the bird's melody is a soft rebellion. It is a statement that beauty doesn't need to shout, that healing doesn't need a label. That joy can arrive on wings and vanish in seconds, but still leave behind a feeling that lasts for hours, days, even a lifetime. So tomorrow I will wake up early. I will sit by the window. And I will wait for the melody. Whether it comes or not, I'll remember that I've been given a gift, not just the sound, but the awareness, the connection, the reminder. And when the bird sings again, I'll close my eyes, take a deep breath, and let its song carry me into another peaceful day.